KwaZulu-Natal is still recovering from the effects of violence and looting in July last year. Many lives were lost and businesses were forced to close their doors. But just 9 months later, the province has been ravaged by heavy rains and flooding. The provincial government estimates damage to property and infrastructure to be worth hundreds of millions of rands. For more details, we are joined by Durban Chamber of Commerce Deputy President Gladwin Malishe. Thank you so much for your time, sir. We do appreciate it. I just want to start off with how the Chamber of Commerce is predicting the cost to be with regards to these KZN floods. I'm sure it's running into the billions by now.
Good evening, Heidi and your viewers. At this point in time, we are not predicting the amount that will actually cost us to rebuild, but we can see that it's going to billions. The reason why we are not putting that up, because we have actually sent out the request for information to as many businesses as possible so that we can communicate and then know exactly how much of damage have they suffered, so we can quantify that and then be able to work with the government in order to assist them.
Are you able to tell us so far from your assessments? I know it's still very early days and the persistent rain in the province is not helping with regards to getting on the ground and trying to establish what's actually going on. But from any kind of assessment, even if it's preliminary, are you able to tell us how badly damaged businesses, properties and so forth have been damaged? Because, for example, if you look at what happened to the Toyota headquarters factory, hundreds, probably thousands of vehicles were submerged, and many are predicting that that could also run into the billions. If you just look at what's happening with Transnet ports as well. So there's a lot of economic impact here. Any kind of preliminary assessment so far?
Well, not at all, but I can rest assure you that it's running into billions and billions of rands. Hence why I think one will support the Premier by saying they will support a call for this to be a national disaster so that you can get assistance from other departments, because, you know, you are talking about Toyota, but it's not just Toyota. You've got Supref that actually, even though it was closing down, but where we get our oil or our petrol and diesel, which means that it's not only KZN, but Gauteng is going to be running short if we are not really giving them the products which are coming from KZN. Also, the port, we have tried our best working our stakeholders, including port operators led by Transnet, to make sure that we have got other roads that can be open to make sure that diesel and petrol is able to get out and other essential goods. So all of that put together, it's a huge amount of money. Not only what is damaged, but also the damage to the economy by not having those products going out on time, because it means that the customers in other southern countries that are using our port are really affected by the delays. Also, the ships that are bypassing now the Durban going to other port because they can't get through. Also, there is a cost on its own. So there are different costs to the tech shop owners who had their stock washed away. The material from different manufacturing companies, there's quite a lot. Hence why we are moving on the way of saying, let us quantify through a relevant stakeholder like KZN as well, economic development, to get information from all the businesses affected for us to know exactly the amount of damage that has actually happened.
I think the situation is very dire with regards to the impact of these KZN floods. I just also want to ask you, sir, with regards to a time frame that you have you given yourselves a time frame to say by the next week or the week after we need to know the extent of damage, or are you just playing it by ear and waiting for these businesses and the provincial government to come back to you with these numbers of who has been affected and to what extent?
We've been meeting. There are a lot of task teams that are meeting. I'm sure in the mid of next week we will know exactly where we're standing, or where can we actually start, because we can't wait forever. It is important that we are actually on the ground and we are putting actions. So I think right now everyone is just focusing in making sure that we are assisting the families who have got their family members lost, and also making sure that we are able to give food and shelter and also support with whatever that we can. Hence why we are just now focusing on a call of getting as much donation as possible and be able to take them where they are needed the most, including getting professionals like the owners of the drone licensed people who can come and assist the rescue teams. So that has just been a focus of this weekend. I think then from Monday or Tuesday, we will then focus on the economic recovery, making sure that we are on the ground, we are able to assess and assist wherever we can.
And then just lastly, so maybe if anybody's watching this and wants to reach out, has been affected, are they able to reach out to the Durban Chamber of Commerce? Is there that kind of assistance to say we are willing to help and engage? And where can people contact you?
Yes, you can go to our website, the Durban Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Also, you can find the number. The Durban Chamber is working with reputable NGOs and NPOs who are collecting and making sure the foods and the stuff are distributed accordingly to the people that need them the most. So we are working with those companies and also the NGOs. So just get in contact with the Durban Chamber. They will be able to direct you to the right NGO if you've got money or if you've got like parcels, food parcels or clothing that you can actually bring, so they know exactly where and who needs the most, because we are trying to categorize them and say maybe these people on the north or on the south are actually have suffered the most, so that we can be able to coordinate, all the effort in the right way.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your insights, and we wish you all the best. I think the next couple of weeks are going to be hectic. That was Durban Chamber of Commerce Deputy President Gladwin Malishe.